got here, okay? Sound good? All right, so I came in around spring break time to go over enrollment and get everything squared away with you. I have been working on this, and it just seems like every time we do something new, it just kind of spins and goes back and forth, okay? So the process is right now in like full-on glitch mode, okay? So planning sometimes means a change of plans. My plan, my intent was for next week for you to have a full schedule, your copy in your hand of your schedule for next year, okay? That was my plan. That was my hope. That's what I wanted to do. I'm not going to be able to do that, okay? Because there have been some things that have changed, and I want to go over those with you. Some of the things that we're going to talk about will affect you this year. Some will affect you next year. Some may not affect you at all, okay? So I need everyone. It's easier just to have everyone together, everyone getting the same information, so that way we are covered. Does that make sense? Okay? So sometimes having a plan means change of plans, and that's what we're going to do. You are still going to be enrolled. You're still going to have a schedule. You just don't have it in your hand right now. Okay? There are a couple of things that are changing. Class changes. We are not going to have culinary next year. We were hoping to have it through Greenbush. The time frame in which they were going to need to have it and the travel time, I can't give you credit for travel time, and you would be traveling for as long as you would be there. And so you would miss 4 hours and only get 1 credit. So culinary is no longer an option. I had quite a few of you guys sign up for culinary, so that may affect some of you. EMT and fire science, those are still options and those are still available, okay? Fire science has the alternative day, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they don't work on a black-white schedule. For juniors and seniors, you can go down to Pittsburgh on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday, they have an online class for you to take. It's an optional, but it's really the only option because I don't know what else you would do on that Tuesday, Thursday. You're going to have to take some sort of online class anyway, okay? Internship. If you are interested in doing internship, that information needs to be to me. That will be posted on my website later today. So everything will be on there. You can click on it and you can have that. General literature and creative writing is not going to be in the schedule for next year. It's in the book. It's not going to be in the schedule. Okay? So that has been taken off. So that will be those things. This is something that Mr. Koppel went to the Board of Education on Monday night to have them look at and change. It hasn't changed yet. When it is approved, it would be in June. So I can't change it on my handbook side yet, but I can inform you of what the proposal will be, okay? After going back and forth with Pitt State several times and looking at college classes and looking at this and this and this and all of these things, the proposed changes from the handbook is going to be a one-word change from the word and to the word or, okay? So there's a one-word change that will affect some things. So senior college level English classes will be an ACT benchmark or an 80% or higher in all of your other English classes, okay? So I will get that changed in Power School, but it would be an or. Same thing with your math, college algebra. The ACT benchmark or 80% or higher in those level of classes. Mrs. Comstock went to a workshop through Pitt State. They are rechanging all of the class for college English, and she said it's significantly more intense than what it has been, okay? So I haven't taken it, so I don't know what that means, but there are a lot of changes and a lot of differences. So that may affect you from one word, from and to making it an or, okay? So that's what that says. Also, it says anything not taught by a teacher here. So I have several kids taking online history and government through Labette. If it's not taught here with one of our instructors, it is an elective class only. We had social studies department look over the Kansas social studies curriculum from high school as to what they're teaching. It's just different. So you can still take it. You can have that checked off your box for college, but it will be for a high school elective. It's kind of one of your 12 and a half electives. Does that make sense? Okay. Dual credit classes should be approved in June. Okay? I can't change it until it's approved. All classes you'll need to register. I'll walk you through that step when we get there, and paid for in August. If you are not able to pay, don't take them. The PSU class, each of the 4 PSU classes is right at $300 each. Okay? They do have a payment plan that you can set up through Pitt State. Labette Community College classes are about $150, $155. Okay? They offer American government, medical terminology, American history to 1877. Fall semester is to 1877. So everything in American history, like 1500 up to 1877, is fall. Spring should be, they don't have it released yet, but should be 1877 to present. So everything before Civil War or Civil War to present. Or Reconstruction, I guess. And then music appreciation. All of those through Labette count as elective credit for high school. Okay? Here's what I need for you to do. How many of these things that I've talked about just now affected you in your course selections? Okay. How many of you had not put in all of your course sections yet, or your selections? Okay? Several of you hadn't. This is what I need everyone to do. Even if you think, I'm good, I'm okay, I need everyone, not right now, you can go back and do that here in just a second or tomorrow. You are going to go back and log back into your Power School. You're going to go to the class registration and you're going to put those in. I also added a section called alternates, where you pick 2 alternates. So if you're not able to get into the classes that you have chosen, what 2 alternates would you be okay with? Okay? So make appropriate changes, including 2 alternates. I'm also going to send you a Google form for you to say how I can get in touch with you during the summer. Because if I have a conflict or have a question, I can just figure it out and put you in something. But if you would like an option, send me a summer email or number that I can get in touch with you on, so that way we can have that conversation that you're checking your email. If it's school email and you have that on your phone and you're going to be checking that, include that in there. Okay? If it's not, if you don't check your school email, give me another way to contact you. So you're going to need to include that in there. Does that make sense? I want you now to finalize your choices. Some people don't have any selections at all in there. Some of you have welding, but you were already in welding this semester. You need to change it to welding 2. So I have welding and I have welding 2. I have masonry and masonry 2. So there are some changes you'll need to put in there and make those adjustments. Okay? Just make sure that you have everything right. On May 24th, the guy is coming to me, so you guys will be out of school. That day at 8:30 is when he is going to help me update and upload all of the data that you guys have put in, okay, for your classes. Part of the issue is I have a paper schedule, but I don't know if that's really working or not. Does that make sense? So a lot of you guys are asking, like, for the paper schedule, I have it, but since the time that I shared it out with teachers, I've made probably 6 changes already. So you can't just pick out what you want 2W and 3B and 4B and that sort of stuff, okay? Depends on the numbers. So if you have seen that, that's fine. It may or may not be that way. Depends on needs too. I know we had a kind of back and forth with a couple of classes that we need 2 of these classes and 1 of these or none of these sort of thing. So on May 24th, that's what I'm doing. Then it's Memorial Day weekend, then I'm going to a conference. So after the 31st, so on or after the 31st is when I will have that uploaded and sent out to you. Does that make sense? I apologize. My hope was to be able to hand you a schedule. Okay? But I'd rather have it right rather than hand you a schedule and then have to redo it and you get a whole new one in August. Does that sound fair? Okay? You need to double check. Everybody needs to log back into their Power School and double check. Because there may be some things that are different if you whatever you clicked on may need to be changed. So I do want everyone to check theirs. Okay? Theater is also not on there because we had to make an extra room for speech. Okay? ACT prep, good question. ACT prep is not, it's in the book, it's not an option for you to click on because all it is really just an online program that has literally thousands of questions and you can't get done with it. And it doesn't, it could help, but there are other things outside that you can do. So ACT prep is in the book because it's an approved class, but we don't actually have the class. Okay, so that won't be one that's an option. If you would like, if you need your sheets back, I have those who have turned them in to me. I'll give those back to your seminar teachers. I've made copies of them, so I have them. I can give those back to your seminar teachers that I have. What's that? Chase asked. Did you guys hear what Chase asked? No, because you're talking. Chase asked, is the college English change from and 80% to or 80%, is that final? The answer is no, it's not final. However, I'm assuming that it will be. Does that make sense? So I'm going to remove that stipulation from the Power Scheduler portion. So then that way you can do it. Once the board approves or if they disapprove, I will send it out and let you guys know. Does that make sense? Okay, so that will be an issue. Oh, Miss Comstock is here.